Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Matt Knife Junkie 13, bringing you guys another little video. This one is going to be on a couple knives that I got from, one was my grandfather's that was passed down to my uncle, that my uncle gave to me. Another one was my dad's knife that he got years ago, and then I've always loved it just because it was his, I think, and he gave this to me several years ago. And also, I want to say, Just Ducky, thank you very much for making the video on how to change your YouTube name. I've tried it several times, and for some reason it never worked, but I don't know why all of a sudden it worked now. But thank you for the run through on how to get to the editing portion of it, and it obviously worked if you're looking at this now. I really appreciate it. Also, a quick little update type thing for anyone who is a new subscriber to me or has subscribed to me in the past. If I'm not subscribed to you and you subscribe to me, and or you comment on my channel saying, "Hey, buddy, I found you through this person, so I subbed you up." When I don't answer back, it's not because I don't want to answer you guys, because I will answer everyone's comments, anyone that posts anything. For some reason, when people comment on my channel, I go to it, and either it'll let me get there and see it, and I can't actually reply for some reason. It just doesn't let me. Or I can't even get to that section where, I'll see the comment. So I'll just see to my email. My way of showing you that I got your message and your subscription is that I'll go back and I'll subscribe to you. And if I'm already subscribed to you and you sub to me, just know that I do see it, and I do truly appreciate it. It's not that I'm just not answering you or just ignoring it, because I do see it. I see all of them, and I don't want people to think that I'm not getting back to them for some reason, But I just wanted to settle that. So that also goes with a couple PMs. I've had some PMs that I've just have not been able to reply to, as well as only a very few amount of comments. There's only some times where I can't reply back. So what I'll try to do is I'll like the comment. I don't know if that has to do with Google Tube or GooTube or whatever, or if it's just maybe my internet connection at the time. But that's the reason. I just wanted to clear that up so no one thinks that I'm ignoring them for any reason. With that being said, the first one, this was, my grandfather used to buy these knives, I found out later on, the Black Defender. I love this knife. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always seen it, and I've just loved it. He used to buy these in bulk and sell them. I guess maybe at flea markets and whatnot. But this is a funny story, actually. So I guess I'll go into a little story time with this. I've noticed this for years at my uncle's. When I was really, really young, my grandfather had a couple. Either he lost them or sold them or gave them away. That's just the kind of guy he was. If someone was in need of something, it's yours, take it. So, the kind of guy he is, wow. I said was. He's still alive, and he's doing much better, by the way, guys. I just want to let you know, I was able to talk to him the other day. It was a big relief. He's still in the rehab, getting stronger to come back home. So, sorry. That freaked me out that I said that. Okay. So anyway, I've always loved this knife, and then the first time I went down to North Carolina was about 5-6 years ago, when after they moved there for like a year and their house was built. My uncle lives right down the street, so we were going fishing a lot and going out on their boat when they had it, and I was always like, "Oh man, it's a cool knife." I always hinted to him, "Oh man, I really like this." I'd always just hold it and play with it, and open it and close it and open it and close it. It is a lockback, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you like that, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's awesome. I loved Pops when he used to have them." He's like, "Yeah," he told me a story about it, and he's told me some things that he's done with this. And it was one of those things where it was just, I really loved it. And there was also a Top Cat knife that I have inside, but it's broken. So I ended up just taping it. The back lock broke, so I just like taped it a ton of times, so it's a fixed blade now, just because I didn't want to throw it away. And I was really young, so I leave, the trip. We're on our way home. We're driving, and my uncle texts me, and because my mom at that point, she knew I had knives and stuff, but she didn't want me to have them, I guess. She knew that if I got them, I was going to get them, and that was that. Because I was really young. I was probably like 13, maybe even younger. Like Swiss Army knives, I'll get into that. She gave me this. And my dad gave me one as well, but it was like a knockoff. Anyway, back to the story. So we're driving home, and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, thinking about the knife, thinking about the trip, and I get a text from my uncle. And he goes, "Hey, bud, look in your backpack." Look at my backpack. So I'm like, all right, it's in the trunk. So I was like, I'll check it out next time we stop. And he's like, "Don't let your mother see you look." So I'm like, oh no, what the hell? And okay, another thing. He found out. I asked him for a cigarette. I don't even know if my mom knows this necessarily. I smoked cigarettes for years, like ever since I was young. I know it's a bad habit, but I ended up bumming a cigarette off of him, and I thought that he put a pack of cigarettes in my bag. So I'm freaking out. I'm thinking I'm gonna be grounded for weeks, months, a year if my mom sees cigarettes in my bag. Holy crap! I'm spazzing. So we stop at a rest stop to go to the bathroom. I'm like, oh no, I'm good. I don't have to go in. So my mom goes in, my sister goes in, and I run to the trunk, opened up, look in my bag, and lo and behold, the Top Cat and this knife are sitting in there. And when I tell you, I had the biggest smile on my face. I was so happy that this was in the bag. And I texted him, I said thank you tons and tons of times, and he's like, "No, you deserve it. It's your grandfather gave it to me. I want you to have it." So this went in my pocket immediately, and I don't think I took this out of my pocket for a couple years. And then I was kind of dumb. I ended up taking it to school a few times to show my friends, and my mom found out, and lo and behold, she took it away for a while. I ended up finding it like a couple months after and got it back. But that's the story on the Black Defender. It's a really cool knife. I'll never get rid of it. I full convexed it, just make it a little sharper, because this thing was a lot thicker than that as well. Centering's not that great, but this isn't really a user knife. This is more just a sentimental value knife. Alright, now this one. The Jaguar Jr. I'll try to make this story a little shorter. When I open this knife, you guys are going to laugh at the blade. My dad got this. I don't know where he got this, when he got this. He just said he had it as long as he could remember. Carried it with him all the time. This thing was beat to all hell. Now it's like a toothpick. Alright? As you can see, the blade went down a lot further than it is right now. I saw this knife for years. He kept it in his desk, and I loved it. I mean, I used to sharpen it for him. He'd use it. Then he'd pry something with it, bend the tip. I'd straighten it a little bit, and then I'd have to sand it down again and shape it. And as you can see, it's a lot of blades been taken off this, a lot of steel. But eventually he gave it to me, and I just sharpened it one last time, and I don't use it. It sits in my room. It's something I'll never get rid of. I don't want to break it. I don't want to lose it. It's just one of those sentimental knives as well. Alright, this video is getting a little longer than I thought, so I will make another video on this. And I actually need your guys' help, so I'll get to that in the next video. I'll see you guys soon. Have a great day. This is Matt, Knife Junkie 13. I'm signing out.